pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. We have a lot of wonderful guests with us this evening that we're very excited about, so welcome to all of you. Staff, thank you for being here, those of you that are staff. The first item is roll call, please.
Deb Polly,
Here.
Molly Monyak,
Here.
Lauren Pedersen,
Here.
Corinne Hennon,
Here.
Jenny Kuski,
Here.
Christina Olson, Matt Bertrang.
Here.
Thank you. Consideration of the agenda. There's no changes to the agenda since it was published. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Molly, is there a second?
I'll second.
Corinne, any discussion? We'll have to do roll call votes on everything tonight because Lauren is remote. So again, roll call, please.
Molly Monyak,
Yes.
Lauren Pedersen,
Yes.
Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Jenny Kuski,
Yes.
Matt Bertrang,
Yes.
Deb Polly.
Yes, thank you. Okay, on to the Jordan Pride Awards. Mr. Butine.
All right. Good evening, board. It's a busy night for us here. Thanks so much for having me as we have an opportunity to recognize a variety of folks who were state-level participants during our winter season for sports and activities. We're handling them in some shifts, and we're going to start with our wrestling group. I'm going to introduce Gerald Stoffaker. He's our head coach of Scott West Wrestling here in just a moment. Our team had the privilege of advancing to the state tournament as the champions of Section 2AA. It's the first time that our team has won the section tournament since 2018. They did so in thrilling fashion, and Gerald will probably tell us a little bit about that. And then we also had 5 individuals who qualified for the state tournament at different weight classes, and we've got 3 of them here with us this evening also. So without further ado, I'll welcome Gerald Stoffaker.
Well, tall people. Thank you for having us again tonight. Guys, you guys can come up, the 3 that are here. We have one that is on vacation, and we have one that has pep band tonight for the boys basketball team in Belle Plaine. As John said, we were able to finally get it done at the section tournament. Going in that week, I talked to these guys, and I said, we can do something that's never been done in Scott West history. We have never won the section from the 3-hole. All right, we've won it from the 1, the 2, and we actually won it a few years back on the 4 spot, but never as a 3 seed. That 3 seed team is usually that team that gets forgotten because the 1 and 2 are thinking about themselves. It was a great day of wrestling. I think Dave Frizzell from the AD from Belle Plaine said it best. If you've never been to a wrestling tournament before, and that was your first experience of watching high school wrestling that weekend, you're hooked for life. All right, it was the drama in individual matches, all the way down to the heavyweight match and the championship match, was unbelievable. We had a run at the state tournament. We went 1 and 2, took 6 at the state tournament. You know, I was afraid of it, but we didn't talk about it much. I was worried about a little letdown. And those big matches that we won at the section tournament, we just couldn't pull them out at the state tournament, such as life, learning lessons, right? But I couldn't have been prouder of a team that I've coached, and I've been here, 26 years now. These guys just kept banging away, doing what was asked, and finally got the job done. Individually, this first kid, Braden actually set some Scott West history. Never have we had a kid from the 8th seed qualify for the state tournament. All right? He had up and down year. He'd have flashes of brilliance, and then he'd have flashes of, has this guy ever wrestled before? But he believed in himself, and it starts there. And again, that learning lesson. Anything you want to do, you got to start. The belief has to come from within to start with. All right. If you don't think you can do it, chances are it's not going to happen. He qualified, like I said, beat 2 or 3 state ranked guys at the section tournament just to get to the state tournament. So it was a great run for him individually. Tough state tournament, tough draw, but he had fun. As a team member at state tournament, it was 3-0. So he did a great job for us. Jacob, another state qualifying year. Jacob is as solid as a rock. He's going to replace our Isaac Williams as far as Isaac is that steady, that guy that every time you send him out there, you know what you're getting from him. And Jacob's growing into that position where, he just is, don't want to call him boring, but you know what he's going to do. We know what to expect from Jacob. Both these two, I would say, what was it, middle or early February, they were lagging a little bit in their wrestling, and we had a little heart-to-heart with how we're going to cut weight the rest of the year. And they both did a much better job the last couple weeks of the year, and I think their performance, showed it. Isaac Williams, he was a state place winner this year. He took third for us. Obviously, Isaac had goals of winning it, and like I told Isaac the night that he got beat, there are bigger days ahead for him. He's going to Augsburg to wrestle. He's gonna be a great college wrestler. His style fits college, and he's gonna do a great job there. Again, Isaac, all year long, if it wasn't for Isaac, we probably don't go to the state tournament because we pushed him up to 182 pounds for the section tournament in the first round just to get through that duel, and he had to beat the number 4 rated kid in the state to do it. So we sent our 172-pounder up to beat their guy, and they didn't think we were going to do it, I guess, or I don't know what they were thinking, but we did, and he pulled it off. Now he got banged up a little bit in that match, but we pulled it off. So I can't express how proud I am of these guys. I said that Saturday I'm going to be smiling for a long time, and I still am. So I want to thank you guys for all your backing, especially over the years. I know there have been years that I've come here, and, man, we should have won. This year maybe they didn't expect it, and we did. So thank you.
Yep. Exactly strike on the girl at school, but thanks for the base and Iran. Tomahawk is so president. Tomahawk is the countries, but that's what
Thank you, Coach. Always appreciate you, and please extend our congratulations to the rest of your coaching staff. You guys are amazing. Most importantly, you do a phenomenal job of not only creating phenomenal wrestlers, but phenomenal men. So you guys are cream of the crop, and we're very proud of you. I have certificates for the whole team. I think I'll just give them to you for the whole team.
At the banquet, I'll hand them off.
Okay, and then we have individual certificates that read your name. And it says MSHSL State Class AA Wrestling Tournament Individual Participants. Those say team participants, so you'll also get one of those that your coach has. So it says, whose endeavor for excellence has shown character, determination, and hard work that represent the values of our school and our community. This is just a small token of gratitude to say congratulations and thank you for being role models to others, especially to your fellow students and to our community. So thank you very much. We're very proud of you. And Molly will pass out your certificates. I have the individuals also for Luke and Bailey. And I believe that Elise is going to want to get pictures with you back there. So anybody want to say anything? Open mic. Are you sure? Yes. Congratulations, guys.
All right, we'll have just a short transition delay here as we get the rest of our Jordan Pride group in. Hi guys, come on in. Yes, we got the gymnasts ready to go. Perfect. Right here is perfect, yeah. Awesome. All right. With me up here, I have our 3 gymnasts. Sophia Vold, Megan Altoff, and Maya Hagee participate through our co-op, which is hosted by Prior Lake. It's Prior Lake, Shakopee, Jordan. And our team qualified from Section 2, Class AA as state participants. These three contributed to a total team score of 141.900 in the team event, which earned them a 5th place finish overall. Sophia competed in the vault and uneven bars during the team competition, while Maya competed in both of those, plus beam and floor exercise. Megan served as an alternate during the team competition. And Maya also competed in the individual competition, which was on the meet's second day, posting an all-around score of 35.600 and accomplishing a 12th place finish in the floor exercise. Patrick Kleckner is the coach of the team. He teaches up in Prior Lake, and they have parent-teacher conferences tonight, so he was unfortunately unable to make it. So that's just a little bit about their state tournament participation, but he also wanted to pass along some comments that included his praise of the girls' positive attitudes, their attention to detail, and willingness to try new things. On behalf of their group, he wanted me also to pass along his gratitude to our board for the co-op, and he's excited to see all three of these girls return next season. So congratulations.
Congratulations. What grade are you guys?
A junior. 10th grade.
10th grade, so we've got 2 more years with you and another year with you. Great, that's great news. So I'm very grateful for the cooperative opportunity we have with Prior Lake. I'm so glad that our district is able to keep you guys here, but have the opportunities for doing something that really is your passion and something that you love. And having attended some gymnastics competitions, even at the MSHSL level, what you do just absolutely blows me away. It's just an amazing, amazing sporting competition. So congratulations to you. And Molly will be passing out certificates. Yes, that this will be boring for you because I'm going to be reading it again, but it's a Jordan Pride Award, and it's presented to each of you for your participation in the gymnastics state MSHSL gymnastics competition. For your endeavor for excellence. Your endeavor for excellence has shown character, determination, and hard work that represent the values of our school and our community. This is a small token of gratitude on behalf of the board to say congratulations to you, and thank you for being great role models for our 2 others, especially your fellow students and your fellow teammates. So congratulations, and we'll look forward to following you next year. So, thank you.
Congratulations, guys. There's a spot for some pictures right over in front of the banner. Way to go. Come on up, Dale. Yeah, come on up. All right. Up next, we'll honor a couple of participants of our adapted floor hockey team. New Prague holds the charter of our co-op, which we participate in with a couple of other schools, and they have become a regular participant at the state tournament level and sort of a powerhouse in the sport of floor hockey. So I'm going to hand things over. Jeremy Kalal is our coach, and he has graciously agreed to be here tonight just to tell you a little bit about that program and the accomplishments of our 2 students. And I will just say Jeremy does an awesome job. This is a tremendous program. Our kids are fortunate to benefit from it, and he is extremely well organized and just does an overall incredible job. So please welcome Jeremy.
My wife would disagree with everything you just said. Thank you guys for having us. I was lucky enough to have Dale and Charlie both this year. Our program's been going, I've been involved with the adaptive sports program for I think 15 years now for floor hockey. This is my 3rd season as head coach, but Dale's been there with us the whole time here, and it's been awesome to see them. So thank you guys, first of all, for keeping the co-op going with us. We co-op with TCU, Belle Plaine, New Prague, and Jordan. It takes all of those schools to fill our teams and to get us enough players. So this year we had 29 players, which is the largest we've ever had, which was awesome. It was not that long ago that we were fighting for 8, 9, 10 players. So to see our numbers growing is excellent. And we've been fortunate enough to have some very, very competitive teams. This year at the state tournament, we entered the state tournament as the #1 seed, which was awesome. They were undefeated in the season, going 9-0 during the season. We got into the state tournament. We won Friday night in the quarterfinals. That was an awesome environment up there. There was probably 250 to 300 fans just for our team alone up there, which was so cool to see. The kids definitely noticed that for sure. It was very, very loud in there, which was awesome. Saturday at noon in the semifinals, we ended up losing to the eventual state champions, South Suburban Jets. That was our first loss in 21 games. So they had quite the streak going, which was awesome. They started a new streak then in the third place game, winning over Lakeville, Burnsville, Farmington Co-op on Saturday afternoon. So they took third place there, which was an awesome, awesome end to our season. Dale did excellent all season, so did Charlie. Like I said, they were a true joy to have with us. We took 1 week off, and now tomorrow we start our next season with our softball season starting up right away tomorrow. So no rest for us, right, Dale? Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, but thank you guys again for your support and keeping the co-op going. I know it's not easy, but it is awesome to see the cooperation between the 4 towns, and it's been a pleasure to coach them. So, thank you.
I have idea.
We got something for you.
So Chair Polly is going to say a couple of words, and then she'll have a certificate for you. Okay? So you want to step back by us, Dale?
So Dale, this is getting to be old hat for you. I believe this is your 3rd time at least going. Congratulations. That is absolutely amazing. We are so proud of you as a district, and I know that all your fellow students in school are so proud of you and are so excited that you're able to do this. So kudos to your coach. Thank you for doing that for many years, Jeremy. That's awesome. If you have never been to an adaptive state high school league competition of any tournament of any kind, it is amazing. It is absolutely an amazing experience. So I highly recommend it, and I know you've experienced it. So we have a certificate that Molly will give you in a minute, and it says Jordan Pride Award is hereby presented to Dale Carroll, MSHSL Adaptive Floor Hockey State Tournament participant, whose endeavor for excellence has shown character, determination, and hard work that represent the values of our school and our community. This is a small token of gratitude from the board to say congratulations and thank you for being a great role model to others. We're very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
I have idea. Yeah.
Yes. Hi guys, welcome. Come on in just a little farther, okay? Just so you guys know what's Okay, up next, we have the 4 participants of our state tournament qualifying VEX robotics team with us. This is the first time that this program has qualified for state level competition. They did so up in St. Cloud just this past week on Thursday and Friday. And so to tell us a little bit more about that, we have both one of the team's 2 co-head coaches, Steve McClellan. Joe Hubel is the other, but Steve's going to say just a couple of words, and then I understand we'll hear just a little bit from a team member or 2. So, Coach McClellan.
Good evening, and thanks for hosting us. We currently are running VEX V5 robots, which is, it starts at elementary level and goes up to the high school level. And we run 7th through 12th grade. We have a group of 5, 7th grade going into 8th grade students who will be with us next year. Hopefully we're going to build that program more. These guys have been in it, 5 years now? This is their 5th year, so they started really young, and we wrangled them when they were younger, and we kept them in, and now we show up, and they kind of do what needs to be done. A lot of problem solving, a lot of engineering processes, teamwork, cooperation, time management, all of those things go into this. We also have an engineering notebook that needs to be done, and it needs to be updated as they go so that they can show what they've done, they can show their data, they can show their learning. That's part of the score that they get at these events. Speaking of the events, that's the big deal where everybody gets to show off what they've got, and these guys did that this year. Fabulous robot. They won, maybe I shouldn't give it away, you can say something, Jacob, but they won an invite to state with their first meet, and that robot was relatively young. Right before the holiday break, they took their old robot, trashed it, and came back from the break and had this robot that was a strong, strong robot, and they did a fabulous job. I can say nothing but the best about the group of students that we have. They're not problems. They're good students grade-wise. Yeah, they're fine students, and the parent support that we have too is great. So thanks for supporting this. We appreciate it. And Mr. Javari, thank you.
I think robotics is a valuable program because you learn teamwork, problem solving, and communication. And it is an especially valuable program for anybody who wants to go into an engineering field or any field related to that, as it teaches you engineering process through design and build work, and also with that, with redesigning and innovating on others' ideas. I also think that getting to state was an important stepping stone for the program, as it validates the hard work that all the students and coaches put into this. And my hope is that as the Jordan Robotics program continues to grow and gain new members, we will see the same level of success, if not more, by continuing to qualify for the State Robotics Championship and potentially even the World's Robotics Championship. And I also hope that qualifying for a state this year has shown the younger members of this program that qualifying for a state is definitely possible, even though it seems difficult and challenging. Finally, I want to thank Mr. McClellan and Joe Hubel for all their guidance and hard work this season, and it would not be possible without them. Thank you.
This is pretty exciting. I believe, what is it, about 13 years old? I believe that my grandson Connor was in one of the first robotics teams when they first started it. So I think it started about 13 years ago. So you guys have made history. That is absolutely amazing. It's so exciting to hear that you made it to state. So very, very proud of you. What grades are you?
Senior.
Okay, so we're losing 2 of you. Are you going into engineering?
I'm going into fluid power, so it's a pretty close field to that.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to law enforcement.
Okay, well, good. Good for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys you'll be the big shots next year, right? The head honcho. So we're very, very proud of you. So we have Jordan Pride Awards that we'll be giving you that say the Jordan Pride Award is hereby presented to each of you. MinVex V5 Robotics State Tournament participants whose endeavor for excellence has shown character, determination, and hard work. We know it's hard work. It really is hard work. That represent the values of our school and our community. This is a small token of gratitude to say congratulations and thank you for being great role models to others. And I just have to say, going to a robotics tournament is probably one of the most fun things I've ever done. It is just to see kids so excited and dressing up and helping each other down on the court with all the parts, and it's really a great opportunity. So we as a district are very, very proud of you. We wish you the best of luck in your next endeavors, and we look forward to what you and the rest of the team bring next year. So congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. Those shape All right, and our last Jordan Pride recipient this evening, unfortunately, is not able to join us. His name is Ethan Fisher. He's a 9th grade boys swimmer. We have a co-op where our students are able to attend our school and swim for Prior Lake. As a 9th grader, Ethan was an alternate on a relay for Prior Lake's team, which qualified for state as a team. So he's very much kind of getting into the development phase of his high school career, and was excited to be a part of a state tournament team this year, is looking forward to his next steps. So congratulations to Ethan as well, and Deb will bring his certificate up.
I'll just give it to you to give to him.
Sounds good. All right, thanks again so much for the time and recognition this evening.
One more.
Yep.
Colin. Yep. All right, our last recipient tonight is none other than Director Cullen Bond. I'm going to ask Cullen to come up and stand at the podium here, all by himself. What can I say about Cullen? Honestly, I'm grateful every day that Cullen answered the phone when I called him and asked him what he thought about community education. And one of the things that has been just really neat to see is how Cullen has engaged the entirety of our community, not just the typical students within community education and the young families, but also our senior population. This year, he was able to go with a group of folks as well and showcase what they do for Wheels Up Wednesday. He has a fan club from all of the local senior housing developments that are so appreciative of the independence that you help them to have. And Cullen works tirelessly. It doesn't matter if it's Sunday night, if it is early in the morning. Cullen is working for our community, whether it's physically here at the school district or just out practicing kindness, doing things in our community to make our community better. And he was honored just recently at the DSA banquet put on by the Commercial Club. Honestly, I was a little emotional even just, watching that unfold. Seeing the pride in your dad's eyes and your kids and your wife, but also just that room of Jordanites that 100% we're super proud of you. And so I want you to accept this Jordan Pride Award on behalf of Jordan Public Schools for all that you do. You pay it forward. You've got our backs. And I know that's important to you. And just really proud of you. Thank you for all you do.
Ditto. There are no words. There are no words.
So you said I have 20 minutes for this speech? Oh my goodness. Well, how about this? Thank you for this. It's hard. It's not just me. It is our community ed team, school board, our leadership team. Everyone makes this possible, right? But thank you for this. I will say thank you. We work really hard for our community. And I will say Jamie Archibald, Jennifer Cox, Deb Pauley, Colleen Eichens down at Brentwood Court. We wouldn't be able to do some of the stuff we get to do with our seniors if it wasn't for us meeting, remember that 3 years ago? Yes. And for us just kind of, hey, do you think we can make this work? And it's really cool to see, where it's turned into and what we get to do. So thank you for this. I really appreciate it. And yeah, look forward to the future. So, all right. Thank you.
We're grateful to have you. Okay, nobody has indicated that they wanted to do public comments. So we have, for the consent agenda, we have the minutes from the February 9th regular meeting, the February 23rd workshop meeting, monthly finance report. We have a lot of donations. So these first 10 that I'm going to read are all for Scott West Fishing Team. So one is from Cox Construction, $500. Renaissance Festival, $300. Advantage Health, $200. Women Anglers of Minnesota, $300. City Hall Creamery and Coffee, $350. Harris Capital LLC, $250. American Family, Ellen Hodak, $300. Herman's Landscape Supplies, $300. Shields, $250. Fish Lake Sportsman Club, $2,500.
Wow. Great.
We agree, Lauren, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
We have Mighty Cause made a donation for the Jordan Elementary School, $45. Holly Kvapel, CAF, Jordan Middle School, $50. Wolf Motor, this too is for the Scott West Fishing Team, $500. Belle Plaine Chamber of Commerce for the Scott West Fishing Team, $500. So we are very grateful for all of the very generous donations. So thank you to all of our donors. We have a lot of policies. The policy committee did meet and go over each of the policies, and most of them were just minor changes, nothing dramatic. So hopefully you all had a chance to read over them. And then matters of employment. We have, this is new hire, long-term sub cooks helper, Amy Brigham, Elementary School, at Lane 2, Step 1. Rachel Way, long-term sub teacher, Grade 1, Elementary School, BA1. Melanie Crane, para special ed, early learning services, at Lane 2, Step 1. Lydia Hagan, a playground supervisor, para at the elementary school, Lane 1, Step 1. We have a couple of coaches, Adam Larson at the high school, assistant, JV assistant coach. Ricky Miskowicz, C baseball at the high school. Adam Haller, coach at the 7th grade baseball at the middle school. Those last 3 coaches are all from our Schedule C salary chart. And then we have leave of absence for Brian Bedney. He's a building engineer in the elementary, and a leave of absence request from Shannon Garcia, special ed para in early learning services. So I will entertain a motion to approve all of the consent agenda items.
Motion to, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
Motion to approve.
Matt, is there a second?
Second.
Molly, any discussion, questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Lauren Pedersen,
Yes.
Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Jenny Kuski,
Yes.
Matt Bertrang,
Yes.
Deb Polly,
Yes.
Molly Manyak.
Yes.
Thank you, motion carries. Okay, 8.1, budget review. Superintendent Evenson and Amy Haferman.
Hello, I think we're going to kind of tag team this, and
Yeah.
Renee is going to start.
I'll start us.
Yep.
All right. So for the last several months, we have been reviewing information as it has come in as we narrow down to our budget. And I'm going to start off with just a quick review about Fund 1, which is our general fund. These revenues and expenditures are not accounted for in any other fund. So these are the costs associated with instructional costs, admin costs, transportation costs, and facilities costs like repairs, maintenance, and insurance. I also want to review restricted fund balances. So restricted means that the funds can only be used in specific ways. Examples of that include staff development dollars, literacy incentive aid, learning and development aid, achievement and integration, which Erin will be talking about this evening, gifted and talented dollars, basic skills or compensatory revenue. Other restricted fund balances include English learners expenses, APAC dollars, capital, which is levy and state, LTFM, which is upkeep and replacements, our safe schools dollars. We've talked quite a bit about that. That's like our Arctic Wolf, all of our internet safety, our SRO costs, and then medical assistance, which is cost associated with MA billing. So as a district, our fund balance, which means unassigned, It's all revenues and expenditures that do not belong in a restricted fund balance, like I just referenced. Our board policy is 12%. That's our unassigned fund balance, and that's per board policy. Currently, we're at about 11.83. Our projected fund balance is about 12.5, so we'll be right around that policy mark. So most districts establish a year-end fund balance policy. As I mentioned, ours is 12%. When I started, we were at 8%, and as I mentioned, we're projected to be right around our 12% at 12.5 when we end this school year. That percentage should cover payroll and other expected expenditures, and then any additional dollars to cover any unexpected expenses that happen. So historically, we have been balanced. Jordan Public Schools budget projections are reflective of the increasing costs and multiple factors that impact our revenue. So lack of appropriate funding for mandates. We were at the Capitol today and talking about the many mandates that we've had over the last 2 legislative sessions that were either unfunded, underfunded, or short-term funded. That impacts our district. The general increasing costs of everything. Enrollment challenges. We've had a very flat enrollment, which is better than a steep decline, but we're certainly not growing yet. Continuous cycle of contracts. That's the rhythm of how that goes, which impacts salary and benefits. And then many districts are faced with challenging reductions. Ours is no different from that. We have made some significant reductions over the last, I would say, 6 years, just so that we could remain balanced. You have planned versus unexpected fund balance spending. We try to avoid the overspend whenever possible. We've had years where our unassigned dollars, we've ended the year in general within $2,000. That doesn't mean that we only have $2,000 because we have all the restricted fund balances, but we are very cautious and intentional with our budget, and we make adjustments early. You can see the fund balance trend with unassigned since 2021, again getting us to that 12%. And it's important to know why a fund balance is important. Districts maintain that fund balance so you don't have to borrow money to make payroll and other expenses. It is one-time money. When you spend it, it's gone. And so every year that a district deficit spends on recurring expenditures like staffing, positions, it creates an unstable long-term plan for the district. So that's why we're so intentional with that. When you look at how we compare in spending, this chart came from Eide Bailey, the auditors, and it puts Jordan Public Schools against the state average and then state average smaller size districts. So you can see with administrative costs, the last 2 years, again, we have been below the state average and the state similar size average. With regular instruction, we have been, we've had more spending than the state average. And then in special education, you can see again, we've had more spending than the state average. And our food service has been pretty balanced.
So I'm going to talk about our budget for this current year, fiscal year 25-26, and also give you a quick peek into next fiscal year, which is fiscal year 26-27. So our Fund 1 revenues, as you can see, I'm predicting with our levy dollars on our local sources, our state aid, the federal sources, and also just local sales, for a total general fund revenue of $26,163,027. A reminder, these are only the projections that we know of at this time, and our audit will be next December, in December 2026. So this is just a pie chart showing where the revenues go. As you can see, like the majority, which is 83% of our dollars, come from state aid. 14% comes from local revenue, and then a small percentage comes from federal dollars, and then local sales. I'm also going to talk about general expenditures. So as you can see, we have out of the general fund, we have salaries for about 15 million, benefits, services, which is repairs, utilities, our insurance, and then supplies, capital expenditures, which includes equipment, and then other expenditures. So I'm projecting about a total expenditures of about $26,194,543, and that's just in the general fund. And here's the pie chart showing where our expenditures are at. So the majority comes from salaries, as in most districts, and then 19% is benefits, 16% is purchase services, and then a small percentage for supplies, equipment, and other financing sources. So the total projected general fund balance at June 30th, 2026, so just the total all of fund balances is 3.8 million. And of that 3.8 million, I'm projecting about 3,118,000 to be in the unassigned fund balances, and the remaining 617,000 will be in the restricted balances. So I just kind of this is what I projected our enrollment to be for this year. So as you can recall, last year we had VPK dollars because there were not any requirements for them. So we don't really have any. We're projecting about 2. We have about 17 in ECSE, which is, they get like a 0.6 ADM dollars. We currently have 96 children in kindergarten, and then grades 1 through 3 are 399, grades 4 through 6 are 397, grades 7 through 8 about 897, and then we have tuition students out. That means that they're going to other schools, and we get the state dollars for them, but we have to pay the tuition for them. They're special ed students. For a total projected enrollment of 1,823. So for this year, I'm projecting the revenues to be about 26,163,000, the expenditures to be about 26,194,000. So we're going to overspend slightly by about $31,516. And again, it's just a projection at this time. So now we're going to go into a quick update for fiscal year 26-27, again, just for the general fund. So we'll have levy dollars of about 3.7 million. State aid, about 21,995,000. So the formula did increase to 2.69% for next year. Federal dollars, about 660,000, and local sales, about the same of 28,000, for a total projected revenue of $26,411. And this is an increase of about $248,000 for us. And as we also have the expenditure side. So as you can see, I'm going to project about $15,350,000 in salaries, benefits about $5,100,000, services, which is fees, repairs, utilities, insurance, and some of those are still unknown. We don't know about the utilities, and how they come in this year is going to affect how we project for next year. Supplies about $850,000, capital expenditures about $740,000, for a total general fund projected spending of about $26,417,000. And this is an increase of about $222,000. So how I got to these projections, so the salary expenditures, there's increases even if we don't do anything, just with lane changes and increase in steps. Benefits, there's an increase in FICA, TRA, and PERA. The fees, services, repairs, and utilities, well, we hope to remain the same, but a lot of that is unknown at this time. The supplies, it could be a slight reduction. Equipment, hope to remain the same. And then legislative requirements, we hope to remain the same, but that remains to be seen. So here's some. As I said before, the formula increased to about 2.69%, which has a $7,481 adjusted ADM for 26, but for 27, that's not right, whatever. But it was $7,481. But it's an increase to our formula aid for $334,637. The estimated enrollment numbers, I did roll everything forward. I estimated again about 2 VPK students, and I'm going to just remain stable, so we're not going to really have an enrollment change at this time that I know of. Although kindergarten is up, we have about 107 students registered so far, so we're already 11 above last year. So, and I do not have the summer employment included in the budget, and that could, because we don't know if it's going to be funded, if there's going to be enough funding for this year, so that could be a loss of revenue of about $124,000. And this year we also have to take the paid family leave tax into account for a full year. So for 2026, we only had half a year, and for next year we'll have a full year, so I'm estimating about $69,000 for that. And I just put this slide in. This is our enrollment trends from 2021 to what we project in 2027 with a barcode and stuff. And then some of the 2026 budget considerations, we have an increase of about 49. In 2026, we had an increase of about 49,000 for liability insurance. We had although we did have a decrease in our work comp insurance because what the state of Minnesota calls our MOD went down by a lot, so we had a decrease in that for 2026. And then we had Arctic Wolf costs, which we use Safe Dollars for, and also Sentinel-1, which we use Safe Dollars for, and then our SRO, which we use Safe Schools Dollars for. Additional considerations, we have an increase in enrollment, but we've been stable. 170 graduating seniors, we're budgeting for 100 kindergartners. We have unemployment insurance, paid family medical leave, and other things we need to keep in the back of our minds is the Blue Ribbon Commission, which is the special education. So we're monitoring the ADSES grant and also the 5% increase in cross subsidy. Compensatory Revenue Task Force. Last year, the districts were held harmless up until 25, 26, and we're hoping we're not going to be held harmless this year because our numbers did increase. And then other cost increases, insurance, utilities, snow removal, PSEO, online learning costs, and transportation costs. So overall, I'm projecting an overspend for fiscal year 26-27 by about $5,526, and that's with the information that I have at this time.
So I'm going to jump back in. One question that comes up probably every budget cycle, because we're one of 90 schools without an operating levy. And so why not an operating levy right now? For a multitude of reasons. First, we have to think about what we can actually afford, because our community has been clear regarding their tax capacity. We reached out to them before the bond referendum, and they were absolutely clear about what that capacity looked like unless something major changed. So that is a commitment that we made to the community at that time. Also, a levy would only represent about 3 or 4% of our budget, and so we'd be making reductions in a couple of years anyways. It's one-time money. And so expenditures each year continue to increase. You've got flat enrollment, settled contracts, increases in other costs. So you can't really levy yourself out of flat enrollment. That's a big challenge. So right now would not be the optimal time for that. So now I'm going to go into the budget and staffing process, and I know this is something that we've been talking about probably since January. And so what does that look like annually? So our budget projections for the next school year are, again, as Amy referenced, they are developed as information comes in, and it's in real time. As we learn things, we refine that budget. Back in December, at the board meeting and the Truth in Taxation meeting, we had the annual audit, and that's where you all certified the levy, and you levy the max. We have internal considerations annually. We do a class size review, projection of section counts, course registrations, consider program reductions, program additions, what are the non-negotiables and priorities. And then items to keep in mind, again, these numbers are always a projection using the information that we currently have available. And in June, you'll have that revised budget where the numbers then, pretty much all the variables are known by then. So at the administrative board retreat, we reviewed the state of our budget. As Jordan Public School District, we reviewed the programming and data, and then just the financial status of the school district, as well as discussion of priorities. The direction to the administrative team has been to balance the budget for next school year to the degree possible. We right size in areas of overspend. Again, we use a number of data points in relation to comparable districts, but also just those variables that we have unique to Jordan. So considerations include maintaining excellent programming and student experiences, alignment to class size ranges, basing annual staffing on enrollment, and then minimizing the impact when possible. So our budget process for 26-27, think about it in two ways. There's dual processes. You have the adjustments that are made annually, no matter what our budget looks like. Every year, we look at annual enrollment, staffing processes, what we're gonna need for sixth class pay, how many kids are in each section. That happens every year, no matter what. Some years, we have to make budget adjustments in addition to that. And so the administrative team has taken time over the last 2 months to review the initial FTE, the needs that we have for staffing in alignment with those class size ranges. Student registration at the high school has just wrapped up. The middle school is starting here in March. And we actually sit down in administrative work sessions. After that, with the draft budget, we look at expenditures, we develop recommendations. We actually look at the number of students that are registered in courses and decide if we can offer those courses or not offer those courses. And so it's a pretty involved process and a lot of work for the principals. We will do a full staff update in March yet with the budget. I do that every year in March, actually. But recommended adjustments. So district level administration, we're going to be watching for a potential shift in duties with attrition of staffing. So there is the potential there that we could have some reductions up to $60,000. Again, that all depends on attrition. School level administration, I have no recommended adjustments in that area. Operational maintenance, I have no recommended adjustments in that area. Transportation, we have one of the best transportation contracts around, and I have no recommended adjustments in that area. Instruction regular, as I talked about earlier, when you think about the dual processes of annual staffing to enrollment, that $117,000 is related to that. So thinking about teaching positions and sixth class pay, we adjust those annually. We also, separate from that, are doing an alignment of some of the electives at our middle school. There's a reduction of a 1-0 middle school elective position in Spanish, and adjustments in stipends and offerings that are annual and biannual. And again, hiring processes through attrition. Instructional support, that is an adjustment to be determined. If our budget looks more stable later this spring, we may use some of that FTE for a very necessary literacy position at the middle school. With the READ Act and with our data, that's something we've been looking to add for several years. We don't have the funding to just add that position, so we have to see where our budget lands with that. Pupil support services, again, that's a to be determined. That will be an attrition conversation and also student enrollment. We won't fill open para positions at this time as they come forward unless there is a legal need, a special education IEP need for that. So total adjustment ranges, 117,000 to 272,000, because again, some of that is a potential with attrition. Adjustments in key expenditure areas will improve our efforts. Again, we want to act early. As Amy mentioned, there are a couple of things out there we do not know what will happen with. One being the Blue Ribbon Commission. They are charged with reducing $250 million at the state level for special education. Matt and Deb and I were at the Capitol today meeting with legislators talking about the repeal of that and advocating for the repeal of that, because if they are unable to find $250 million, one of two things will happen. They're talking about ADSIS dollars, which to our district represents over $600,000, probably closer to $700,000. And it's pre-referral supports to help students ahead of special education. So that's very counterintuitive. Or They will increase the cost to districts, which we call a cross-subsidy. So we will be required to provide the special education services. We won't be funded for them, and it comes out of that Fund 1 general budget. And so we are being modest in our approach to the budget moving forward, but just know if that happens, for the 27-28 school year, not next school year, 27-28 is the fiscal year, we may be having deeper conversations next spring on budget. So we'll continue to monitor all areas ongoing. One other area I want to note, Amy referenced it, was compensatory aid. Right now, there's a big push in the state, and I totally understand why. They're asking the legislature to hold harmless, and what that means is, traditionally, we were funded, part of the funding mechanism for that was the forms families had to fill out every year for free and reduced lunch. That shifted in 23 or 24, where they do something now called direct certification. That hold harmless, where they kept the numbers there, actually hurt our district. We lost about $50,000 last year, and that's a big hit for our district. That is almost a full teaching position. That is a full para position. And so that was really challenging for our district. Most districts, they said there were winners and losers, most districts did better under that. They're talking about going back to that hold harmless, which isn't great for us, because actually with the new numbers, we went up about $85,000, which is quite helpful in getting us closer with that $5,000 deficit. And so that's something we're really watching for as well. With the upcoming, you can go to the next slide. You can see the yellow arrow where we are. At the work session, we reviewed and talked about all of these potential reductions and reviewed the budget again at that time. Tonight, we have the resolutions to reduce programs and staffing. That is an action item I'm recommending. Next week, we will have potential work session, for sure special meeting, to draft, for the draft budget recommendation reductions that are presented tonight. And then we would do employee notices as needed the following day. At the April meeting, should we have any additional information and need to make any additional adjustments, that would come forward at that time. And again, we monitor all year long. I promise you we'll be monitoring class sizes through open house in August. So stay tuned for that. Incidentally, June 30th is the last day for employee notices. So any reductions that we will be making in terms of staffing for licensed teaching staff will happen before June 30th for the next school year. At this time, I don't anticipate any additional unless we learn something new from the legislature, or there is a whole list of unfunded mandates that we'll be dealing with. So I want to say thank you. I know this is challenging. It's a lot to wrap your heads around. That's why we've been talking about it since January. And I appreciate that you're very in tune with the data and working towards a shared goal. So I can stand for any questions if you have any.
I'll open it up for questions.
Renee, can you clarify? Did you say that like this year we're overspending 31,000, but our
The year we're living in now,
yeah,
31,000.
but our general fund will be at 12.5% at the end of the year?
Yep.
In my head, that doesn't make sense. Is it
Because-
of other
okay,
funds?
She can explain it.
Because there's more restricted balances,
Okay.
so that more is being taken out of the restricted dollars. We're using those, and we're trying to grow our unassigned fund balance. But that's the reason, is because of all the restricted funds.
Okay. And then my other question is like, for next year, we're projected to be over 5,000, which I feel
Yep.
like changed from last meeting. Is that?
No.
It was still 5,000? Okay.
Yeah,
And then that
for about a month or two.
includes the reduction amount?
Does not.
Nope.
So we're
It's
only
going to
over
get us on the right side of it for what we know today.
Yes.
But we don't know where our enrollment will land. We are graduating 170 seniors and bringing in hopefully 170 kindergartners. We won't. But we can't count on the enrollment with that.
But you projected 100, and we're already at 107 kindergartners?
For kindergarten.
So
Kindergarten.
wouldn't that change that $5,000 number, or no?
It will for the revised budget.
Yep. And if they all show up. Yep. That'd be great.
And another reason, Renee knows, when she says, well, we can budget, no, I want to budget conservative. I'm not meeting with our insurance agent until this week, and that's just for our property and liability insurance. And last year, it went up 49,000. And this is a renewal that we have to do every year.
Yeah.
And also our transportation contract is up as well. So
And when do we get those numbers?
By June.
insurance, we have to have everything approved by June, the insurance for sure. So I'm meeting with our insurance agent, I believe Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
Yep. We can't count on students we don't know if they're going to be coming. We just can't. And even if we got 120 kindergartners, that's 50 seniors we're short. So that's a lot of revenue. So we have to budget for what we know right now.
So that like difference is not counted in the.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
One more quick question,
Yeah.
just to piggyback off what she was saying about the 5,000 projected number, and
Sure.
you said revised budget. Does that revised budget, when does that come? Is that in
June.
Okay, June. All right, thank you.
The original budget is in June, but yes, the revised budget for this year, the year that we're living in, we'll do that in June.
Okay.
But then the revised budget for next year, fiscal year 2027, won't be until probably January, February, or March.
Sounds good.
It's a lot. And you're doing great. It's a lot to follow. It's 2 separate years. We're always living in 2 years. We're living in the year we're in and the year that's coming.
Any other questions or comments? Lauren, did you?
No, I thought the presentation that you gave was very, very concise, thorough, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lauren.
So hopefully, as the legislature moves along,
Yeah.
we'll know more about some of those unknowns and how that's going to affect
Yeah.
us. That's a biggie.
We really stressed today. We really, really stressed we want the repeal of the Blue Ribbon Commission. Honestly, that would be devastating for our district and many districts.
It would be.
It's the thing I'm worried about the most.
Anything else? Okay, then 8.2 is we need to review and act on the resolution to reduce positions and programs. So we have a resolution in front of us that says pursuant to due call and notice thereof, a meeting in the school board of Independence School District Number 717, Jordan, Minnesota, was held on the 9th day of March 2026 at 5:30 p.m. Following board members were present. The resolution states, resolution discontinuing and reducing educational programs and positions. Whereas the School Board of Independence School District Number 717, Jordan, Minnesota, adopted a resolution on February 9th, 2026, directing the administration to make recommendations. Should that be March, or
Jennifer drafted it.
should that be March 9th?
Yep. Yep, just right March.
Okay. Sorry, I should have caught that when I was preparing.
I think she put that because the last meeting was February 9th and we talked about this.
Right, okay. Directing the administration to make recommendations for reductions.
Oh,
in-
no.
No, that
That's
is.
correct.
It is correct. then,
Because that's when you
we
directed
talked
us.
about it.
It was
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, whereas said recommendations have been received and considered by the school board, be it resolved by the School Board of Independence School District Number 717, Jordan, as follows, that the following programs and positions or portions thereof be discontinued or reduced. 1, eliminate 1.0 FTE middle school Spanish teacher. 2, reduce annual staffing by $117,000, including realignment of grades 5 through 7 electives and adjustments of stipends. 3, initiate hiring freezes through attrition with goal of reaching total budget adjustments, including above reductions for total adjustment of reductions of $117,000 to $272,000. So I will entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
Motion to approve.
Okay, Matt, do we have a second?
Second.
Lauren, okay. Discussion, comments? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Jenny Kuski,
Yes.
Matt Bertring,
Yes. Deb Polly,
Yes.
Molly Maniak, Lauren Pedersen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. 8.3, Achievement and Integration Update. Dr. Yamaline.
Hello. Yeah, we can go to the board overview. The second one. So this is our new plan. So achievement integration plans run on 3-year cycles. So this will be our new plan starting next year for year 1. So to review, I know I've talked about this every single fall, but achievement and integration program is designed to pursue racial and economic integration, increase student achievement, create equitable educational opportunities, and reduce academic disparities based on students' diverse racial, ethnic, economic backgrounds in Minnesota public schools. And we are part of the Minnesota River Valley Cooperative, along with Shakopee and Prior Lake. And that is how we qualify for this program, because we are joining Shakopee as a racially isolated district. So the start of next school year will mark year 1 of our 26-29 plan. So what I presented in the fall was a review of year 2 of our current plan. So next year in the fall, I'll present a review of year 3 of this year, but this is the new plan. So next year we'll start year 1. So our first goal always has to be a cooperative goal, part of our with Shakopee and Prior Lake. So we're continuing as a group the same goal that we have had in past years, and that is to continue our cross-district caring and committed conversations in students in grades 4 through 12, different conversations at the different levels. So that is goal 1. And these are our goals that are specific to Jordan Public Schools. So these goals were created as part of more of a collaborative group of the principals, our culturally responsive pedagogy specialists, surge teachers, other people who are part of our equity leadership group. So our first goal is student achievement groups. So students in grades 4 through 12 will have access to student diversity leadership groups. We have those in place at the 3 buildings, and we'll continue supporting those. Goal 3 is family engagement. Increase attendance of families from underrepresented groups at school engagement events and activities by 15% over 3 years as measured by a self-reported district survey. So this is a new goal that we haven't had in past plans. And then goal 4, academic support programs targeting the achievement gap. Academic support programs targeting the achievement gap aim to provide focused, evidence-based support to students who are underperforming and or disengaged in order to reduce disparities in academic outcomes and ensure equitable opportunities for success. So these would include, our REACH courses, Surge at the high school, and different programming. So I don't know why the spacing got all weird, but these are some of the interventions that we will have in place and to support our different goals. So for example, hire and retain a surge instructor. We'll have professional development focused on different aspects to support these groups. We'll have instructors for our student leadership groups across the different buildings. Yeah, they're in place, yep. And then the budget, Amy ran the numbers, so that is our budget. And again, this money can only be used for positions, supports directly related to achievement and integration goals. Any questions? Well, then you'll hear from me in the fall as we finish up this year's cycle.
Okay, and this was just an update, so we don't need to vote on this, right?
I think so. Or do we, hold on, did I say review and act? Hold on.
No, it just
Okay.
says
Okay,
update.
then it's an update.
So, okay,
Okay.
thank you,
Thank you.
Erin. Okay, 8.4, review and act on the parking lot and cost-sharing agreement with the city of Jordan.
All right, Chair Polly, members of the board, I have a cost-sharing agreement in front of you this evening. This went to the city council, 2 weeks ago, I think, after our work session. A few of us went to the council meeting. So this is in relation to Hope Avenue. So the city has communicated that they'll be doing some construction on Hope Avenue, and knowing the high usage of that area during youth events and community events and the parking, it's pretty chaotic there. They had tried a few different ways, I think, in their design to increase parking availability. I think they looked at the vertical parking, they looked at, the diagonal parking, they even looked at widening the road, and it just was cost prohibitive. And so we were approached by the city, asking if we wanted to be a part of this project and develop an additional parking lot on our property. At that time, I had shared that we would not have the funding mechanism to take on a whole parking lot on our own. Worked with, through city school committee, to talk about how we could make this work. And there's a couple of other components to this related to some of the land that we have at the bottom of the hill, in the bluff area behind the middle school, and then also the property that we own over on Broadway, and some of the things that are going to be happening there. The city has purchased some land by Delmar and 21. I believe there's the potential for the property in between to be sold potentially. However, they wanted to talk to us about some of the easements and some of the things that will be happening with the Whackensack Water and Sewer, because they'll be putting up a water tower. And so all of those conversations kind of melded into one conversation, as outlined in this agreement, to make it doable and worthwhile for us as a district. In the end, we will own a parking lot. Our community will benefit because it will be a lot safer, and there will be a better opportunity for the community to park there. In terms of how do you pay for it and costs, again, this is a cost-sharing agreement. It's a lot cheaper to do a project like this when there's already an adjacent project, like a road construction thing happening, versus somebody just deciding, I'm gonna put up a parking lot. So it's a lot cheaper when it's a part of a bigger bid package. That said, there are a couple of different ways that we could fund this. One is through an assessment, which would really not impact our budget. It would be over a long period of time. The other thing that we are looking at as we are finishing up our construction project and narrowing down with the final numbers, should we have restricted funds that could only be used on construction type things, we would allocate it towards the parking lot project for us. This is a win-win, I think, for the city and for the district. Especially knowing we were quite intentional talking about where we are at with our own current budget and staffing, and being intentional with that, knowing that we would use funds that are, it would not impact our staffing funds. So, any questions on that? Otherwise, this is a review and act item. Oh, I thought he did. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I can add some details. So with the land out on Broadway, again, the city had talked to the city school committee, and we talked about where the water and sewer would go through. We liked the south part of it because someday if we choose to build out there, we would have a larger piece of land. One piece of property not so split up. The other piece with the land down below in the bluff area and the trail, it's unbuildable land, and honestly, the city could just take it. I think their vision is to probably put a trail through that area. It was worth about $40,000. I believe that's what the county has it, and so it was kind of equal for what we'd end up paying for certain components. So it was kind of a win-win, kind of a wash for us. I didn't mention that. Really all together, the district gains a parking lot. we can fund it in a way that won't impact other budgets and staffing. More importantly, the community will benefit greatly from this. I think anybody that's walked through Hope Avenue, driven through Hope Avenue on a night that there are activities knows exactly what I'm talking about. Really, the only thing that we need to think about, I think there's probably one group of flag football that I know Community Ed has already talked about. We can find a place for them should we need to, and we can figure that out. But the gain of the safe parking, I think like 67 spaces. So that's huge for the community down there, and it's much needed. And even when we play JV soccer down there, I know that we have family members that they have a really hard time, especially if grandmas and grandpas come or anybody, you know, with a wheelchair. It's a long way across that grass. So the parking lot will help out tremendously.
Okay, this is an action item, so I'll entertain a motion and then we can discuss.
Motion to approve.
Jenny, is there a second?
I'll second.
Corinne, I'll give it to you. Okay, discussion, questions.
I agree, we need the parking lot down there.
We do.
Yeah.
No questions, no comments? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Jenny Kuski,
Oh, yes.
Matt Bertrang,
Yes.
Deb Pauley,
Yes.
Molly Maniak,
Yes.
Lauren Pedersen,
Yes.
Corinne Hennon. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. On to board and administrative reports, and we are going to start with Henry.
All right. So I got a lot of stuff from am I on here? I am. From all four schools here. The elementary school, the 3rd and 4th grade music concerts are next Thursday at 5 p.m. and 6:30. Students also in grades 2 and 4 will be having a presentation from the Duck Cup Memorial Organization on March 25th related to mental wellness in elementary school. The interactive presentation will focus on the understanding of emotions and how they impact our thinking and behaviors, which I think is going to be super crucial for the developmental process with elementary schoolers, so I think that's pretty neat. Also to promote staff health and wellness in celebration of March Madness, they're excited to announce the JES Foot Race to the Final Four Step Challenge. Their goal is to collectively walk enough steps to travel to the cities hosting the tournaments, which are Indianapolis and Phoenix for the women's tournament. So I thought that was pretty cool. The middle school, they have a book fair next week as well as a band concert next Monday at 7 p.m. The PTO-sponsored airplane toss will occur before spring break. I don't believe there's a date scheduled for that, but follow up if you want more details. The choir had a great performance on March 3rd, which was the first concert of the new teacher, Mr. Newman. He did a great job. I heard lots of great things from a lot of different people. As well as the highly anticipated and popular staff versus 8th grade basketball game will be occurring before spring break. I'd also like to note that my grade is the only grade that has beaten the teachers. So just thought I'd put that out there. And for the high school, the winter sports are all done with spring right around the corner. I know golf is starting up pretty soon as well as track. The band and choir trip to New York City is coming up on the 26th. And the Dollars for Scholars Phonathon is this Saturday. We have 2 shifts where seniors can call in members of the community and local businesses to help raise money for Dollars for Scholars and just scholarships for the seniors going off to college. And then the high school also has conferences and a career fair on the 12th. That's kind of all I got. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you. Great report. Thank you. Okay, Superintendent Evenson.
I hate following that. That was great. Okay, so I just have a couple of things. One thing I just want to highlight, recently we were able to have Commissioner Willie Jett come out to Jordan Public Schools, and Chair Polly joined us, our admin team joined us, and we were able to really share our spaces, our programs, and really what makes Jordan Public Schools very special. So that was a unique experience for us. As I mentioned earlier, we're in the middle of registration season, and there's a couple of things I want to highlight. So Jordan High School students have the opportunity to choose from 74 college credits without ever leaving Jordan High School. The amazing thing I think that's important to note with that is that they can earn these credits while still being supported by our Jordan staff, and that makes a huge difference. We found that students feel more supported in their transition to college, level classwork while working with our on-site staff members. So if families have any questions about that, please reach out to our high school, and we can give you all the information that you need. I mentioned earlier Jordan Middle School registration will take place in March, so families should be on the lookout for that. We recently had our kindergarten roundup, and as Amy mentioned, our numbers look absolutely great. To have these numbers in March is really, really exciting. However, if you've not registered your kindergartner, please do so we can manage our staffing and make sure that we have enough classrooms available. Preschool classes are nearly full. I think we have actually a couple that might even be starting a waiting list. And I will mention two other things. Principal Visner and I recently spent a day at the Capitol and talked a lot about post-secondary and some of the guardrails that we'd like to see for PSEO. PSEO is a great opportunity for students, there's no question. But it might not be appropriate for every student. And over the years, the requirements to do PSEO has shifted. There used to be, grade point averages and tests and different things that help students qualify. They've taken that away. And the challenges that we see when students aren't passing those classes, we can't require them to come back and take classes on campus. And unfortunately, that's a financial challenge. It sets up the student for even more challenges, as some students might not even qualify to get in as a traditional senior with their GPA based on doing poorly at PSEO. So there's a lot of, I think, items that could be updated, some guardrails put on it. Again, I'm not saying PSEO shouldn't happen. I think it's great for many kids, but I think that it needs some refining. So that it still lives within the intent of I would say, the initial legislation. Also, today was MSBA Day at the Capitol, and we talked a lot about that as well, and I know Deb and Matt will probably share that in their reports. So, any questions?
Willie Jett is a fantastic guy. I meet with him a lot during my legislative work. Great guy.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that.
He is a nice man.
Good. Anything else? Anything for Renee? Okay, if not, the rest of the administrative reports were all listed. Any comments or questions about any of them? Okay. Thank you to the administrative team for their very valuable reports. On to committee reports. Budget and Finance, we hit that heavy tonight. Calendar did not meet. City School, Superintendent Evenson gave the update on that, so we're just appreciative of the great collaboration that we have with the city. It's a great committee, and we appreciate the cooperation. Community Ed Rec, Corinne?
We actually meet next Monday.
Okay.
So that overlaps with our change in schedule.
So does District Advisory.
Yep.
District Advisory is next Monday also, yep. Facilities, no. Meet and confer, no. Negotiations, no. We have to get on 284, that'll be coming up. Policy did meet. We approved those policies tonight. We went through all of those. APAC, we did not meet. I think we meet in April. Booster Club, Lauren, Matt?
There was no meeting due to the weather.
Oh.
So the weather, they canceled the meeting, so there was no meeting.
Okay. Ed Foundation, Molly or Jenny?
We did meet last week, and we went over, well, it was like the gala stuff, so maybe that's why. We meet tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? I think we meet tomorrow. Okay, we meet tomorrow to go over the grants. And we met last week, like the gala group, to go over the Boots and Bling event, and they raised $26,000. So So 13 went to each. And then, yeah, tomorrow night we're meeting to go over the grants, I think that were, the applications that were submitted.
And the date for the next year's Boots and Bling?
It's like January 28th.
I think so, that sounds right.
Is that right?
Yeah,
It's the
that
end of
sounds right.
January.
Yep.
So that there's no Frosty.
Legislative,
Same
I'll let Matt cover that when we do the reports. MSHSL, lots of tournaments going on. I was, able to go to, wrestling, to team wrestling. I went to hockey. Just some good stuff there. Scale, Lauren, you went to Scale.
I did not go to scale. I was out of town.
No, you did go. Because you texted me and said, "Are you coming?" You did go to Scale.
That was recapped at the last meeting, wasn't that?
No, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, hang on. Give me a moment. Skip somebody and then I'll come back to scale. So give me a moment.
Okay, SEAC, Molly. Pardon? Did not meet. Okay, Southwest Metro. We did meet, nothing too much going on there. They're just gonna be doing some, some work at the Dean Lakes building, working on budgeting, kind of like in the same place that we're at, so. Did you find your stuff, Lauren?
I did not. Hang on. Just give me a sec. Keep going.
Okay, I'm done with the committees. Yeah.
They do meet Friday too.
Yes. I know you weren't able to go the last time,
Yeah.
but I know Lauren did go, so.
Yeah.
I did, but
While we're waiting for Lauren, we'll go around and do board reports. And Henry, we're going to start with you.
Basketball's finally over. I get a little bit of a breather. It seems like I'm at the Capitol a lot these days, doing testimonies, doing lobbying for my post-secondary enrollment bill. We're creating a committee to do more research on it, because, as you guys might know, there's a lot of fighting between funding for the colleges and between the individual school districts. So my organization that I work for, we're just trying to make sure that there's enough adequate research to back up a proposed solution. I'm also meeting with a bunch of other legislators this Thursday, as well as speaking at a gun violence rally on Thursday at the Capitol. Just a lot of legislative stuff until golf starts up on March 16th. Yeah. Good weekend. I watched the hockey state tournament in the Moorhead Minnetonka game, which was ridiculous. But
ridiculous.
yeah, that's all for me.
Okay. Matt?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what both you and Renee said, we were at the Capitol today. It was a good, fun day. Got to speak with a few people, share our concerns, our thoughts. We also thank them for their help and their service towards us and what they do. I also want to congratulate all the winter sport competitors on all their successful seasons. And I also want a special shout out. I did serve breakfast on Thursday. I want to send a special thank you to Kelly, Rose, Ann, Karen, Kim, and Tammy for having me. And we served, not to brag, but my breakfast bowls are pretty good. So.
Jenny?
Honestly, I don't know, just trying to make everybody healthy and do activities that are going to be starting up here. So, yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, just echo to congrats to, all the winter groups and sports teams, including the ones that were here for the state participation, also the ones that didn't make it to state but still had great seasons as well. We had a lot of success. So the middle school concert, as Henry mentioned, was phenomenal. The water themed, just a great concert. Enjoyed watching that. Personally, we just got back from vacation.
Shocking.
No, we were in Florida for a week. It was a nice break. We wrapped up basketball, 4th grade basketball last weekend, and so we're slowing down a little bit. We just have volleyball right now until summer. We had our first tournament on Saturday and took second. So it was a great finish for our girls. You know, their first tournament playing against some tough club teams. So that was fun.
Yes, that middle school choir concert was so fun, and the kids looked like they were having a blast, which was something that was really nice to see. First day of softball today, so my little seventh grader is trying out for the high school team, so that's exciting. We had softball tryouts for JGFA yesterday, which is fun. Yeah, winter season. It was fun to watch the state. I didn't get to go down to state wrestling, which is like heartbreaking for me, but I had it on. Like I was watching all the mats and I had to go back and forth. It was really fun. But yeah, excited for spring season and it getting warm out again. So.
For today and tomorrow.
Well, yeah. Then it's supposed to snow for like the next 5 days in a row.
I
So.
decline that experience.
Well, I do not. I will take one more good snowing. Like, yeah.
Miss Snowmobiler over there.
Oh, and downhill skiing, Maverick's all into it. Like, telling you.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, congrats to all the state participants. I don't know in my history here that we've ever had this many kids go to state. I don't think
That's
so
cool.
in one season. So that was really fun. Just to echo what Matt said about the day at the Capitol, it was it's always a good day and you learn so much, and it's just great to see. We're so lucky to have Representative Bakeberg and Senator Pratt there, and just to see them in their element and doing all the things that they do. So that was a good day. Enjoyed the concerts. Just a reminder that we meet next Monday at 5:30. It should be a very quick meeting.
Yep.
I think we just have one agenda item at this point.
Yeah, there might be a second, but either way, it'll be quick.
Yeah,
10
I don't
minutes.
think we'll be doing any workshop business. I think it'll just be
Yeah,
an-
special.
a special action item meeting. So for those of us like district advisory, we can probably go to that at the beginning and sneak out. And then you said, one of you said you have meeting. What time is your meeting? We'll be done by then. Yep. I got to do breakfast too. I did breakfast in the elementary school, and then I did the second chance breakfast at the high school. It was a blast. It was so fun. It was just gotta love those kids. And the staff does a great job. Lauren?
Okay, so I found my materials so for the scale meeting. So I'll do my little scale recap right now.
Okay.
The mayor of Savage gave a presentation on the progress that has been going on in Savage. They did a look back on 2025 and some of the things that they have accomplished, which included, a fire station remodel, the Creek Hill Grand Park opening, and phase 1 of the water treatment plant. They also have a bunch of developments that are continuing to be developed with with some single family homes and things like that. I'm not sure if everybody was aware, but Savage is the only city in Scott County that has a municipal liquor license, and they have 2 locations where they have their liquor stores. And then let's see, they're still working on some of their Highway 13 improvement projects, and kind of did a recap on that whole area by Highway 13 and the 101 corridor there. They were working on those improvements and stuff, and so that project looks like it's completely done. And that was a very high level of her detailed recap. And then Scott County also talked about their mandates, the mandates that are going through the legislation that also impact them as well. So we as school districts face a lot of mandates, but so does the county as well. And I'm trying to scroll through to figure out. So like they also have funding for the children's mental health that the state mandates, but they also don't support it through the county as well. And so they're kind of working through their legislation, and which is the same legislators we are. So they have their people that go and kind of talk through some of those mandates that they have that are not supported. So when they were talking about that, I just found it very interesting because, you know, we all have these things that the state continues to mandate down to us and continue to push those costs down. And we have to figure out a way to fund these things that they're mandating when they aren't funding them. And of course, it's the taxpayer that's funding it. I can forward the presentation that they had covered if everybody's interested, because it was rather extensive and way too much to go through for a recap. It was 34 pages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have anything on the personal side?
I'm just doing a little bit of traveling for the month of March. So for the next meeting, if we want to do a web thing for me to join, or a Google Meets, that would be great.
No problem.
Perfect.